Giants strong against the pass rush with Burns and Lawrence and Thibodeau. What are you looking to see from that unit?
Same thing. Just want them to compete. The Giants have a really good front. Felt like they did a really good job against us in the game last year, but it's no different. Just compete, strain, and do the best you can, and whatever the result is, that'll be the result.
What specifically about Thibodeau? He had the 3 sacks last year. What's so dynamic about the way
he plays hard, man. He plays with great effort. He's got great football IQ, and he's relentless to the passer. So, when you give guys like him opportunities to rush the passer, he's going to get home eventually. So, good player, smart player, relentless player, and a guy that is going to continue to grow in this league.
Robert, a couple weeks ago, Sauce said something like defensive backs like to say that if you can get a pick off Aaron Rodgers, that means you're living right off the field. He so rarely throws passes acting like he can get picked off. Like, so are you surprised when that happens, when it does, like yesterday?
No, so Aaron is so smart with the ball. When he does throw interceptions, it's in a gotta-have-it situation where we have no choice. He's just got to let the ball go. So that was the last play of the game. Had to get the ball to the end zone. You got to put the ball's going to be in harm's way. And so usually for Aaron, when the ball's in harm's way, it's a gotta-have-it situation. I know you guys aren't always standing up there in the bleachers. Can't quite understand the situation, but that was one of those occasions. But he's remarkably smart with the football and making sure that the ball gets to where it needs to go without being in harm's way.
What do you want to see today, just after the way things kind of went for the offense yesterday in practice?
Today's a little bit different. So, today, try to give you guys a picture into it. The 2s and 3s took a lot of reps, obviously, on Saturday, the day off. And then, so yesterday was a heavy 1 practice. Today is a heavy 2 and 3 practice. So Aaron and CJ are both getting vet days today. You're not going to see the ones take many reps, if any at all, in preparation for tomorrow.
Did Aaron ask to prolong the practice an extra? It seemed like the whistle blew and then
the smash. Dan Shamash, he was on he threw a flag on defensive offside, so that's what the extension of practice was. So Will McDonald goes offsides, move it up 5 first down, and continue the drive.
Other than Neighbors, who's the guy that you'll have to watch out in that wide receiver room?
Well, we'll see. They've. I'll be honest with you. We're not game planning the group, so we're just working our techniques, our fundamentals. They do have a really good group, much better than much improved over a year ago. I know Neighbors just from studying him in the draft. He is a dynamic football player, and but we're looking forward to competing with those guys straight up and to see what we need to coach off of. So.
Are you looking forward to seeing how Neighbors reacts to your secondary and how your secondary reacts to him?
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's we feel like we got a pretty good one here too with Garrett, and we get to see him every day. But to play a different player for Sauce to get a chance. Same with DJ Reed and some of our other corners. He's obviously already making a name for himself in the area with the way he's been practicing, and credit to him, and just looking forward to the competition tomorrow.
You got a lot of young, talented players, such as like Eric Watts and also Leonard Taylor III. Just kind of what do they need to show you within this last week before final cuts?
They just need to keep doing their thing. They've got another week this week to prove that they belong, not only here but somewhere else. They've done a lot of good things. There's still a lot of room for improvement for all of them. But really encouraged by those young guys.
So how do you, as far as like the roster and just how tough is it this year compared to some of the other years in the past?
Well, you hope every year it gets tougher and tougher. I was talking to Dan Quinn when they were here, and he reminded me that of the 42 guys that were on the defense in camp, 39 of them ended up on a roster. Whether practice squad or not, which is significant. And, we're probably going to end up having the same thing. There's going to be guys who get claimed who end up on other teams' rosters where there's, we have a very deep roster, knock on wood, and so the competition has been really, really good all throughout camp.
We obviously look at results and analyze them from training camp practices because that's what we do. But as a coaching staff, like how much value do you place in results on a day-to-day basis in practice, and then how does that kind of change when you go into a joint practice in terms of kind of like winning the day or whatever?
Yeah, you can. It's hard to tell whether you won or lost. Like, and use Carolina for example. Both teams felt pretty good coming out of there. We felt good about our protection, our run game. They had a couple of takeaways defensively. But you can paint the picture however you want in these practices because there's always going to be one or two plays that swing both ways. But the biggest focal point, like I've said before, you're going out, you're executing your basic fundamentals, you're competing. You just want to make sure that we're representing a style of play and competing and leaning against different bodies and then being able to coach off it to learn. Whether you won or lost, that's obviously we always want to win everything that we do, but that's not what's important right now. What's important right now is learning, growing, and preparing ourselves for week one.
Robert, what have you and the coaching staff maybe learned the last couple of years with all the offensive line injuries and shuffling in training camp into the season, and how have you, how refreshing is it to already have that group basically intact right now?
No, it's been we've tried some new things this off season. So far so good. Obviously, getting that group together earlier is the earliest that we've had them since my first year, I believe. And even my first year, there were some guys that didn't make it to the first week of the season. But it's been good. It's a really good group. And like I said, knock on wood, we've been healthy so far, and we've done a lot of things differently this year with regards to reps and practice and all that, and I feel like we're in a really good spot. We just got to finish off strong.
Anything specific with the rep distribution of practice?
That's a long answer, but it's been different, very different.
Having the two New York teams go against each other in any kind of setting is obviously kind of fun for the fans. Do you guys feel any kind of extra just edge or rivalry as compared to going against a team like the Panthers in a joint practice?
No, I have a great appreciation for Dayball and his staff, and you're always going to compete the same, but like I said, the most important thing is that we get good, clean work together, and we're productive in that manner. But it's fun going again because you see them so much. But as far as a rivalry and competitive edge, unless it's a regular season game like it was a year ago, it may not count, but it matters. But they all matter. So.
A minute ago, you were essentially talking about process maybe being more important than results in preseason. I guess to that end, how do you feel like your group's process has been during training camp?
No, I feel like it's been great, and process will always be precedent. Obviously, everybody wants the result. Everyone does, but the result is a product of your process. And so I think the way we've been able to approach this entire training camp, I think it's been great. I think our guys have been on it. They've been working their tails off, straining, taking the change in stride, the changes that we've made in stride, and I feel like they've been capitalizing on every opportunity that they've been given. So. Like I said, I'm really excited about where we're at. Still got a couple weeks to finish off before we start full prep, but where we are, I'm very confident.
Robert, from a big picture standpoint, the division, AFC East, some changes, additions to all the teams. How do you look at it as a coach, as a team in that division, big picture-wise? Is it wide open?
No, it's not that it's wide. I mean, they're Buffalo. As long as Josh Allen is quarterback and Coach McDermott's coaching that defense, they're going to be a problem for the entire AFC. As long as Tua's playing quarterback with McDaniel and all that speed, they're going to be a problem. And New England has got a tremendous foundation. Their defensive pieces are all still there, and they're rebuilding that offense, and so they're still going to be a problem. But I'll be honest with you, our focus is us, taking care of our job, taking care of our business, and when we cross the bridge of having to play them, we'll play them.
You and Brian have been there, done that when it comes to joint practices. Have you talked to him recently? Have you communicated with him recently?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
he loves FaceTime. He doesn't like talking. He's got a FaceTime, but yeah, no, we've been in constant communication about getting this thing set up, and I like working with Dave. I think he speaks the right language. He preaches the right messaging, and he's got they're building a world-class organization with regard to character and all that. So looking forward to working with him.
All good?
Thanks,
All
everybody.
right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Josh.